This is Toto Bravo, and we have something new on the table today. We have an Airsaber Pcp arrow rifle. This outfit uses a special arrow, an Umarex arrow, has a hollow shaft that you load onto the front of the rifle. We'll skim across the box here so you can see the front of the rifle there. You can see right there, sorry. It's rated for 450 feet per second and 169 foot-pounds of energy. All kinds of cool technology built into this thing. Quick valve release, PCP release technology, high pressure shaft technology, straight flight technology. A lot of technology. Very interesting though. So we're always looking for new ways to entertain or satisfy our addiction. If you're a gun guy, or you have a gun channel, you're always looking for new ways to go out and shoot and have a good time, right? That's what the whole point of the gun community is to experience and enjoy different platforms. So this is something extremely different. I have done crossbows on my channel before, but I've never done the PCP arrow rifles before. So I'm very excited to unbox this and talk about some of the finer details, get it on the table, take a good look at it. What I'm really interested in is getting it pumped up, getting it all set up. I did in fact get a scope for this. It is the Umarex scope that Umarex has on their site. You can buy these as a package deal. I couldn't find them anywhere, so I had to buy the gun and the scope separate. So I'm excited and looking forward to getting that on there. And what I really want to do is chronograph some of these shots. And I've seen some folks get up into the 480s. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. Of course, the box is advertising 450, but I think we can do better than that, just based off of some of the stuff I've seen. So that's enough yapping about this. Let's get the gun out of the box, and then we'll go over some of the finer details. All right, so here we are. We're unboxed. I wasn't going to bore you guys with the unboxing. I will show you the box to show you how well it was packed. All right, I said I would talk about how the rifle came packed. On the top, you had a nice axe, not included, by the way, but you had a nice foam block on the top, and then you can see that you had form-fitted foam on the bottom for the rifle. And I didn't show you guys the installation of the scope. Pretty straightforward. If you've ever put a scope on, find your eye relief, find what's going to suit you best, and roll with it. So let's talk about some of this technology that we spoke about earlier, some of these technology key phrases that we spoke about. So the quick valve release technology. The quick valve release technology creates a streamlined airflow from the tank to the high pressure air tube. This allows for a direct flow of air, causing less energy displacement and giving you the maximum power needed for every shot. So let's talk about that. So we have the that discusses from the tank to the tube. So what we'll do is we'll rotate this here. You can see this is our gauge, and you can see that we have pumped that up. Now I don't have a compressor, so I had to hand pump the rifle, and that's a whole nother discussion. But that obviously ties into this tube here, which is the tube that stores your air pressure, okay? And then when you pull the trigger, it releases the air pressure into this barrel tube at the top here, and we're gonna rotate so you can see it right here. This is a shroud that covers it, but this would be your barrel, and this is where the energy or the air would be released at the back end of that, pushing the arrow forward. So that's what they're talking about when we mention the quick valve release technology. Next, it talks about the PCP release technology. PCP release technology delivers highly accurate, consistent, and virtually recoil-free shooting with up to 3,625 psi of compressed air. It over-delivers on kinetic foot-pound energy for the toughest game. So like we talked about, I think on the front of the box it was 169 foot-pounds. It's quite a bit of energy. So again, it's talking about a good, steady, and solid release of air into the shaft of the arrow and out to the target. So again, it'll be interesting to put that on the chronograph and see what we're getting as far as speeds are considered. The next thing we spoke about was the high pressure shaft technology. HPS technology allows Umarex arrows to withstand up to 3,625 psi of compressed air inside the carbon fiber glass shaft. Max pressure, max strength, plus max foot-pounds of kinetic energy equals a devastating shot. All right, so this is what they're talking about for that piece. So this is the arrow, and these feel like really, really good quality arrows. They really do. You can see here it says compatible with Umarex Airsaber, has a 100 grain tip, very solid build. And then you can see here it is a hollow shaft end, which fits over the rifle tube that I showed you earlier. So you would push this onto that, push it straight down. Again, you have that sleeve protecting the barrel, and then the instructions say to seat it all the way down until there's no more movement. So you're seating at the bottom of the tube. Excuse me. They feel hollow up to a certain point, and then they feel solid up towards this side. So as the air is released, obviously it's being pushed into the back of the arrow and then causing the arrow's flight out of the front of the rifle at 400 and some odd feet per second. So I imagine this would be very devastating, very interesting. So again, look forward to putting that on the chronograph. Straight flight technology arrows. So let's touch on the arrows again. Let's talk about the straight flight technology arrows. And we did touch on those just briefly. The arrows receive energy directly to the front of the arrow, unlike conventional arrows. This allows the energy to drive the arrow straight without bending, holding true to the statement straight as an arrow. Kind of corny, but again, look forward to shooting several of these and putting that to use, putting that statement to the test. As we wrap up the arrow port, I think we're looking at right around, with a 100 grain tip, 376 grains overall weight. Now I've seen other places where they've said 350 grains. The box advertises 376 grains. Let's go ahead and put that to the test. So here we are. We are zeroed with the pan on there, unfortunately. So this is for grains. So let's find our balance point here. And that obviously wasn't it. There we go. So 377.8 grains. The box says 376. Not bad. Not bad at all. Fairly accurate, right? So that's nice. All right, so let's talk about the fill point for the rifle. So up here towards the front of the rifle, you will see right here is the fill point. Okay, I'm going to get the fitting for that. I'll be right back. And this is the Foster fitting that comes with the kit when you purchase it. And this is a quick disconnect. This would attach to your foot pump or your compressor or your cylinder or whatever you're using to fill your PCP rifle. And the instructions say that you push it through like that. It seats, breaks the seal on the cylinder here, and then you would pump away. And once you're done pumping, you've reached the amount of pressure that you're after, you would bleed the line, and that would then enable you to be able to pull this out of the fill port. So nothing overly complicated so far in the use of this particular rifle. You do have at the front of the rifle, let's slide it down so you guys can see that in frame. We have 3 different sets of Picatinny rail, matching lights, bipods, I don't know, lasers, what have you. Whatever gear you might need up here. Bipod, I'm thinking, would probably be the most practical. At this point, you have Picatinny rail integrated here at the top of the rifle, which I showed you earlier, where the scope is mounted. So that feels like aluminum there. Very nice. Solid hookup with the scope. We have a push button safety built into the trigger. Now again, I don't know how I feel about this yet, because I haven't utilized the rifle yet, but it's located right here. You can hear that audible click. So, red for fire, for safe. So that is where your safety is, built into the trigger. I don't see that that would be any type of a problem. It is a bolt action. So every time that you use the rifle, open the bolt, close the bolt, you're opening the pathway for the air to flow from the tube into the barrel or the shaft, and then propel the arrow out once you've pulled the trigger. You do have a very nice stock here at the back, and we'll do a drive-by there so you can see that. Very comfortable stock. Little cheek piece there, cheek rise. Very nice. Rotate it around. Do a little bit of a drive-by there so you can see the whole rifle. And we'll flip it over and come back the other direction. And there's the stock there. Very nice. Little rubber piece here at the end. Don't know that you would need that. I don't think you would get much recoil out of this. It's not a regulated system, obviously. You can see that. And you are losing feet per second with each additional shot. That's enough yapping about the statistics and technical information concerning this rifle. Why don't we go ahead and set up and see if we can't put a couple rounds down range, get our scope zeroed, and just see where we are on the chronograph and what kind of flight we get out of it. Where's that bolt? .435. 442. 435. Watch your lane. Gonna aim a little lower. 445. Let's wrap it up for the time being. So in conclusion, this is a lot of fun to shoot. You definitely want to get a compressor or some other means to fill it, because using the hand pump, which will be the next video, is quite the endeavor. The only disappointment that I really had while shooting this or testing it so far is I was not able to achieve the 450 feet per second that is advertised. I believe our highest speed was 442 or 445. I have to go back and check feet per second. So a little under, probably not enough to really complain, but still very fast, but not as advertised. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You'll see this some more when the weather clears up. We'll get outside and shoot it a little more distance. This was only 10 yards. Still a lot of fun, minus pumping it up. So that's Toto Bravo. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until I see you again, thanks for watching.